Good morning again. It's Mary, also known as Sunny Love, back again. Can you believe it? Day 48. We're almost at 50 days. I wanted to thank all of you guys who have been with me this whole journey. Almost 50 days together, and we're still keeping up. I wanted to say thank you for all of you who have registered on my YouTube channels, which subscribes you there. Also liked and gave a thumbs up or had comments. I just thank you for being dedicated to yourself. Not to me, to yourself. And it is such a marvelous day today. Every day, however we walk into it and breathe it and believe it, is what shows up. And I hope these times that we have spent together has been meaningful to you. I wanted to say today as a topic, choice without urgency. Choice without urgency. See, it seems like the world wants everything quick, fast, and in a hurry. And if it's not quick and fast, it's not worth listening to, or it's time to move on. There was a time in my life when choice didn't feel like freedom. It felt like survival. When I was younger, decisions had to be made quickly. Because if you didn't choose fast enough, someone else chose for you. And usually the consequences weren't gentle. So I learned early on how to read the room. And I've kept that skill, I call it. Not a deficit, a skill. Being able to read the room matters. And so it taught me how to think fast, how to weigh my options quietly without showing my full hand. You know, I played spades a lot with my ex-husband, and we loved spades, and we do it in groups, and it was just amazing, and you couldn't even wait your turn. We were so anxious. But that's what I mean when you don't always show your whole hand. You don't tell people how many spades you have, right? Or the power behind the ones you have. Because all of them don't have the same power. And that's just the same way I believe the world operates today. Everyone doesn't have the same kind of options. Everyone doesn't carry power, and you gotta watch your hand. And years later, when I was asked to take a leadership role, and even before that, I was also asked to take on a leadership assessment at work. I was surprised by what came back because I really didn't want to take the assessment because I was thinking to myself, oh, you're going to try and figure a way to get rid of me or something. That's what goes through my head. But what came back as my top strength was strategic. Strategic? What did that mean? Well, I was not reactive. I was not emotional. I was strategic. What I realized later was this. Strategic thinking is an urgency. It takes time to think strategically. I'm weighing my options. I'm reading the language and bodies. I'm reading the room. It's discernment, both born from constraint, though. And constraint means restricted. You have to be careful. And that's where my mind goes when it thinks strategic. It weighs things out. That's not a deficit, as the world may label it. It's an asset, a great one at that. And why is it so hard to wear the word great? Because sometimes you're not taught to think you're great. Greatness shows up in practice and work and diligence, and it will eventually manifest itself. And that will change the way the world will receive you in certain areas and the way they think about us. When you grow up with limited agency, that means limited options, limited control over your life and yourself. You don't get the luxury of careless choice. We're seeing that show up in the world today. You learn to move carefully. You learn to look for pathways instead of permission. And sometimes, guys, it seems like the world wants you to stay focused on what they permit you to do, what they permit you to believe, and what they permit you to see. But you have a gut, and you have a gut instinct. Listen to the gut, and it will help save so many lives. And that way of being in my life with that strategic mindset helps shape the way I lead in trainings, in classrooms, in universities, colleges, in your business, when you hire me. That's what I bring to the table. A lot of knowledge laced with wisdom. It matters. When I worked in a nonprofit systems, I noticed how few options the clients and people really had. People who were navigating through homelessness, addiction, illnesses, displacement, and I didn't see clients. I saw the possibility of that being, could have been me. That's what my mind said. That could be me. That could have been my kids. That could have been your kids. That could have been you. Things happen. People die. Jobs are lost. And you're caught in transition. But strategic thinking helps you in those transitions if you will take time to practice it, learn it, eat it. It eventually manifests itself. I am a strong leader, baby. Really, seriously. Not boasting, not bragging, just in action. And that really matters. And so, what I want to say to you is this. Sometimes people aren't offered many choices, and you live with the choices you've been given. A person can be offered choices and still not have control or agency over their lives. And so I'm going to say this. I've always believed that agency and choices, people need to be able to have dignity and respect and feel cared about before full control of one's mindset and thinking becomes agency. I don't do the work I do just because it's work. I do the work that I do because I've learned a lot in restorative practices and sitting inside corrections, 14 different years of learning how to be a victim offender dialogue facilitator. When you get to practice your craft, eventually, even when you don't think you're becoming a master at the craft, so many hours, over 10,000 hours in any generalized areas, makes you a master of the craft. And you can open it up in rooms and areas where others may not feel they're as engaged in those areas, but that's okay. We're in this together. I don't wear titles. I created Sunny Love LLC, Women Planting Seeds, still listed with 211 after 20 years. When I come in and take a job, I'm not working Women Planting Seeds. I'm working a job and I'm fulfilling the description that you've given me. But when I see I have other gifts that would help in many different areas, I'm going to bring those gifts up to surface too. And I'm going to say, hey, if we did this or if we did that, I see an opening. I see a change, and I see where transformation matters. I believe we're in a world today where all of this is going to really matter. Even in the world of AI, someone has to have ideas, someone has to have knowledge, someone has to have the heart to be able to engage. And engagement comes through practice, discernment, wisdom, and being willing to let go of leading sometimes even. Let go of believing I'm the one that has to always be in charge sometimes. Check the gifts. I'm giving you this for free. But nothing I do is for free. It's because it matters. And I love what I do and what I've done. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and I hope you're listening, and I hope you know how valuable you really are, and I hope you know when I say you're amazing, you really are amazing, but you have to wear it, believe it, and shine through it. I love you. I am going to try and do a practice that at first I wasn't even comfortable with, and that is breathing deeply. Because when you had panic attacks, trying to breathe deeply wasn't even an option at the time. You thought you were dying. I've been through that. I dealt with it 8 years straight until I said, let me learn why I'm not breathing. And you know what, guys? I've been breathing ever since I learned. Learning is amazing. And I hope we're doing that together. With options, with purpose, as we transition to a new beginning. Every ending is not a loss. Every beginning is not amazing. It's what you make it. And I believe that. Let's breathe together. Deep breath in. Hold it, hold it. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Hold it, hold it. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Hold it, hold it. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Hold it, deep breath out. And I want to say, guys, I thank you again for your time, for those who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, those who have listened, and those who have shared and learned and gleaned with each other. It's amazing what can be created when we stand tall together. Have a great day. I will see you on day 49, God willing, tomorrow. Thank you.